In the Simien Mountains of Ethiopia live huge herds. Speeded up, they move like an army. Groups of mothers and their young, a harem, gather together to form troops of up to 800 monkeys. Gelada's hands are usually busy plucking grass instead of grooming, so to keep in touch, Geladas have become the chattiest of all monkeys. The gossipy banter can sound to scientists like sentences with words or even names for each other. Most agree it's often used to defuse tension. There's a lot to be tense about. There are gangs of young males trying to steal away the women from the family harems. Each handful of females is guarded by a single male, the harem master, calling for support. The spare boys try and tempt the girls away, hoping the resident father figure doesn't notice. They may fight, but it's usually just showing off in case the girls are watching.
The community police teams seek to prove the point in a random sample of 4 accommodation blocks. They're all unlocked.
Well, in this block in particular, the outer door's wide open. It's actually been propped open against the wall. The catch was off the latch, so even if it was secured, you can actually push the door open and gain entry. But if you can imagine, if this was the same block late on at night, early hours of the morning, when there is nobody around, it's very easy on this estate, because of a lack of lighting, to conceal somebody. Somebody's got a bike lock attached to the railing here. Now, ideally, what this should be, it should be attached to the bike. Because now, myself or my colleagues, or potentially some burglar, some thief, can come in and go, well, I'll have it. And they'll take it, and there'll be some young boy or girl who is very sadly going to find out the next morning that his bike's been stolen.
The buildings behind me have been taken by insurgents. The local population have left, and it's now up to the soldiers to reclaim them. Flares simulate mortar rounds while smoke grenades mark their entrance to the village as the platoon split into 2 to reclaim each building one by one. As their parent regiment, 1 RMP, have constantly had troops deployed on operations or in training for them. Although the RMP wouldn't work like this as a platoon in theatre, they are attached to infantry troops who do.
They've had a tough week this week. A lot of long hours were done, and they've really worked hard, learnt a lot. But I think they've mustered the energy to get through, and the aggression and movement was there. I'm a happy man.
With their basic skills now up to scratch, it's now back to the police station and the beat for these RMP.
What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome to today's video. Lots of shout outs today. I'm gonna have to make it a bit harder for you guys to get shout outs. So if you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell icon up here or down here, depends on how you're watching, and DM me a screenshot of that on Instagram. My Instagram is 0FOXTROTS to give, and you'll get a shout out. And the first 10 people to name the secret word that is already subscribed somewhere on this video will be put forward for a shout out in the next video. So I'm here to talk to you today about possibly the most hated regiment in the British Army, and the Adjutant and General Corps houses the Royal Military Police. Who are the Royal Military Police? So basically, when the commanding officer from the RAF Regiment wants to have a kids party and the kids get a bit rowdy because they're drinking the fake red wine, they need someone to babysit them. So what the CO does is he employs the Royal Military Police to come and tie balloons and act as a children's party, sponsors for 10-year-olds, and make sure no one gets out of hand. But in all seriousness, what they actually do is there's a difference between the civil law and the military law. So if you're in the military, you come under the military law as well as civilian law or civil law. and if you're a civilian, you only come under the civil law. And because effectively the boss of the armed forces is Big Lizzie up in Buckingham Palace, she can't actually be taken to court. She can't be done by the laws because she's outside of that system. So we work under her set of laws and actually come under civil law and military law and some weird fucked up meshed up thing. So we go to military court, you know, like for a court martial and a tribunal and all that sort of crap. It's different from civil law. So on Civvy Street, in a normal, say you're out in town and you're on the piss, a civilian police officer can still nick you, but when you're in an army barracks, it's the job of the Royal Military Police to do the job. But what do they actually do day to day? So day to day, they're very similar to how the police have got a normal bobby and a PCSO, and somewhere in the middle is a Royal Military Police officer. So they're like the little cunt that like comes cycling on his little fucking push bike with a flashing helmet on, and he gets you for dumping a piece of rubbish on the garrison.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
When we was in Germany, when I was based in Germany, they used to babysit the pissheads who would be out in town and nick them. Sometimes a bike was stolen and they would go and have a look. I'll give you a reference number for that. They didn't really do a lot. There's stories of them like nicking guys in Camp Bastion or in Afghanistan for driving at like 10 mile an hour in a 5 mile an hour zone and stuff like that, and just giving out tickets for being general dickheads. So they're not all bad. There is some cool things about the Royal Military Police, like you can do close protection. That's pretty fucking cool. Like they just go around guarding things and acting like a PCSO. They're very similar to the PCSOs, and there's not much I can really say to. I've already done it in that video that I just made. That took me so fucking long to make. They really are just a mashup of fake police cops, police officers, and monkeys that are being given a badge and too thick to join a civilian police. Up to you if that's true or not. You know, it's very difficult to decide. One question is why they hate it so much. It's because really, I wouldn't like to be them, to be honest, because if you're a Royal Military Police officer, you're no different from the average soldier. We have the same rights and everything else. The only difference is they use handcuffs. Their job can go from, you know, like investigations branch. So someone sets fire to the block, they'll investigate that. Like I said before, if a push bike goes missing, they'll investigate that. And you know, they go up to major investigations, like everyone knows of the Deep Cut barracks. There's been a lot of deaths there and they were investigating that. I went there for a course in 2011 and they were investigating still someone who died on the front gate, and it was part of the CIB's job to find out what happened, but I don't know the ins and outs of how far they're going to go into this. You know, the close protection role, they go from guarding like high profile officers and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Look at this guy here, that mustache is fucking sick. Carrying an M4 around, that looks pretty fucking cool compared to regular army jobs, so I'd rather do that than my normal job in the military. But their day-to-day life seems pretty mundane and pretty boring. You know, walking around, making sure people are picking up litter, no one's speeding on the garrison and stuff like that. You know, there's always like a 15 mile an hour speed limit on camp, and you'll be doing 17 miles per hour, and then you get some RMP fucking Chusty Jobsworth coming up behind you saying, I can't speed, trying to give you a ticket and bollock you. It's just a load of fucking bullshit. I don't really think we need them at all. The military seems to self-police itself anyway, because we've got stuff like you know, the chain of command that's always bollocking and keeping people in check. So I don't really think we need the military police. The main piss take of this video was the start. No, I wanted to make this a really humorous video, and I've tried to re-edit and remake this video so many times to make it look good and make it look right, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So I've had 3 or 4 different versions of this video. This is, I think, they're going to be the final one. I've been away here, there, and everywhere with work, and I just want to get this one out so you guys can get your fix, really. We've had loads of new subscribers and loads of new people to this channel. I really want to say thank you very much for every single one of you that's coming in. We're not a very PC, family-friendly channel. I like to say it how it is. And if something upsets you or pisses you off, stick it in the comment section below. Don't aim the hate at me. I'm just speaking on behalf of the rest of the armed forces community, kind of. And if you guys want to recommend another regiment next for me to take the piss out of, I'm going to say RLC Mongs versus somebody else. So I'm going to do an RLC video or you can vote and stick it down below who you want to see next. Remember to put in the secret word which appeared up here at some point in the video, and you'll get a shout out in the next video. If you're new, check me out on Instagram, DM me a screenshot of your bell notification switched on, and you'll get a shout out in the next video too. Thank you very much. Short, sharp video today. Really appreciate all of you being here. God bless. Goodbye.